Failure. A word everyone fears, but a reality everyone faces. We grow up being told to avoid it, run from it, hate it. But the truth is simple. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. Every time you fail, life isn't punishing you. It's preparing you. Every setback is a lesson. Every mistake is a message. Every collapse is a chance to rebuild stronger. Failure shows you what doesn't work, so you can find what does. It reveals your weaknesses, so you can develop your strengths. It humbles your ego, so your character can rise. It breaks your comfort zone, so your potential can breathe. Think about it. Nobody great ever escaped failure. Not a single champion, not a single genius. Not a single legend walked a straight path. They fell, they stumbled, they broke apart. But they didn't quit. They learned, they adapted, they rose again. That's why it's okay to fail. Because failure means you tried. It means you cared. It means you stepped into the arena when others stayed safe in the stands. Some people never fail simply because they never try. But you dared to chase something. You dared to grow. And growth always comes with scars. Failure isn't a dead end. It's a redirection. A nudge from life saying, not this way. Try again. It's okay to fail. Because failure doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do after you fail. Do you quit? Or do you rise with more wisdom, more fire, more purpose than before? You want to know the truth? The only real failure is stopping. So breathe, reset, learn what the fall taught you, and stand back up with a heart that refuses to break. Because every failure carries seeds of your future success. And one day you'll look back and realize, you didn't fail. You evolved. That is why it's okay to fail. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is the road to it. Failure is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to sharpen. It is life whispering, you're getting closer. Keep going. You see, most people misunderstand failure. They think it means you're not good enough. But failure simply means you're becoming good enough. It's training. It's shaping. It's molding you into someone who can handle the very success you're chasing. Because success isn't just about winning. It's about being ready for what winning demands. Strength, patience, discipline, resilience. If you never failed, you would never learn these. Failure breaks you open. And in that breaking, you discover who you really are. You learn what you can survive. You learn what you can overcome. You learn how much fight exists inside you. And sometimes, failure doesn't come once. It comes again, and again, and again. Not because you're meant to give up, but because each version of you has to die, so a stronger version can rise. Every failure is a funeral for your old self, and a birth for the self you're meant to become. It's okay to fail, because failure is the only way to grow tall. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. And you are breaking open. You are not breaking down. Remember this, failure is temporary. Regret is forever. And the only thing worse than falling is wishing you had tried one more time. So don't hide from your failures. Study them, respect them, use them, turn them into fuel, turn them into fire, turn them into the reason you rise one more time. Because the moment you refuse to give up, that's the moment failure loses its power. And one day soon, you will stand on a mountain you built with your own hands. Look back at every failure and whisper, thank you. You made me unstoppable. Failure doesn't mean your story is over. It means the chapter you were in has ended, and a stronger one is waiting to be written. But here's the truth no one likes to admit. Failure feels heavy. It hits deep. It bruises your confidence, your pride, your belief in yourself. It can make you question everything, your dreams, your path, even your worth. But listen carefully. Those doubts aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of growth. They're proof that you care enough to hurt and brave enough to keep going. Because every dream worth chasing will demand a version of you that doesn't exist yet. And failure is the sculptor. It chips away your fears. It breaks down your excuses. It removes the parts of you that were never strong enough to carry greatness. Failure is not the enemy. Comfort is. Staying safe is. Living small is. Never trying is. You weren't born to stay unchanged. You weren't born to play it safe. You weren't born to walk a path with no resistance. You were born to evolve. And evolution hurts. But pain is not your enemy. Loss is not your enemy. Setbacks are not your enemy. Your only enemy is quitting. Because the moment you quit, your dream dies. The moment you stop trying, the world wins. The moment you say it's impossible, you hand your future to fear. But the moment you rise again, even if you're shaking, even if you're tired, you take your future back. Failure doesn't stop the determined. It shapes them. It sharpens them. It transforms them into individuals who refuse to be defined by their lowest moments. And maybe that's you right now, standing between who you were and who you're becoming. Unsure, exhausted, hurting, but still trying. And that alone is proof that failure can't defeat you. You're still here. You're still fighting. You're still becoming someone the world will remember. Because the truth is, the people who fail the most are the ones who succeed the biggest. And you are on that path. One day, you will look back at this moment, this struggle, this confusion, this failure, and you will realize it wasn't breaking you. It was building you. Because every failure carries a hidden gift. Clarity. When you fail, you see what truly matters. You see who truly supports you. You see which dreams still burn inside you, even when everything around you feels like ash. Failure strips away the noise. It removes the distractions. It reveals your real priorities. And sometimes, failure is the only thing bold enough to push you out of the life you've outgrown. You weren't meant to stay in the same place forever. You weren't meant to remain the same person. Growth demands movement. Movement demands discomfort. And discomfort demands courage. That's why failure finds you. Not to destroy you, but to move you. You can't walk into your future holding on to the version of you that belongs to your past. You have to let the old you fall. You have to let outdated dreams die. You have to let broken plans break completely so you can build something stronger. Because inside every failure is a door you wouldn't notice if everything was going perfectly, a door that leads you to the path you were meant to walk. And when you finally step through that door, when you finally understand that failure was never the enemy, you become dangerous. Dangerous to fear. Dangerous to doubt. Dangerous to the limits that once held you back. Because a person who has failed and still chooses to rise cannot be stopped. You become someone who knows no fall is final, no mistake is fatal, no setback is permanent. Every time you get up, you rewrite your destiny. Every time you rise, you prove your strength. Every time you continue, you become more than you were before. So let failure come. Let it teach you. Let it strengthen you. Let it remake you. Because the person you are becoming will thank you for every fall you survived. But here's something you must remember. Failure doesn't visit you by accident. It shows up exactly when you need it. When you're too comfortable, when you're playing too small, when you're living below your potential. Life doesn't let you stay soft. Life doesn't let you stay ordinary. Life will throw you down so you can stand up different. Failure is the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. It is the storm that shapes the strongest trees. It is the fire that purifies gold. And you are being refined. You're not losing. You're transforming. But transformation never feels gentle. It feels like tearing. It feels like breaking. It feels like everything is falling apart. Yet in that chaos, something new is forming. You are learning to rely on your inner strength. You are learning to trust your resilience. You are learning that even in your lowest moments, you still have a spark that refuses to die. Failure is showing you who you really are. Not the person you pretend to be. Not the person others expect you to be. But the warrior hiding beneath your skin. The version of you that doesn't run, doesn't quit, doesn't break. And that version is getting louder, stronger, harder to ignore. Because every time you fail, your fear loses power. Your doubt shrinks. Your courage grows. And without even realizing it, you start becoming someone who no longer fears falling.